Greetings, fellow porters. It is your boy Arvin, and today, if you are in the running for a platinum trophy in Death Stranding 2 on the beach, you are most likely in the process of getting all 42 facilities in the game to the maximum 5-star level connection. Now, this may seem like an easy feat, but for some preppers, some facilities, it actually isn't so easy. Particularly Mr. Impossible. Now, in order to achieve a 5-star level connection with Mr. Impossible, you do have to complete a sub-order in the game. It's actually one of the hardest sub-orders in the whole game. Okay? Now, I'm going to go ahead and actually read to you what the sub-order is. Sub-order 124. Express Hazardous. Recover all the Hazardous Chiral sculptures from the armed hostiles. It is an extremely difficult order, considered to be almost impossible to complete. See how they say almost, because it's almost impossible, but it's definitely doable. Okay, you will need to carefully set up, I should say, your delivery network and ensure you have all the equipment that you need. Okay, and also during the sub order, you won't be able to save, so you need to make sure that not only is your zipline network up to snuff, but you have to make sure that you have everything that you need before you complete the order or even take on the order. Okay. Anyways. So let's begin. Now, again, I'm not going to break down how you're going to set up your zip lines. Okay, you're going to need to do that yourself. I'm also going to have a no commentary run of this particular sub order uploaded on my channel. So if you just want to see how the sub order is done without me talking, don't worry, that will be available for you to watch. But let's begin. Okay, you're going to notice right away that once the sub-order starts, you will have 50 minutes on the clock. Okay. Right away, I already have my zipline network started at Mr. Impossible, and I'm going right away. So, again, I have my zipline network set up from Mr. Impossible throughout all 7 armed hostile camps in the game. Alright? So again, this walkthrough is not going to show you how you're going to set that up. You need to set that up with whatever structures are available to you. Okay? But what I would recommend is to meticulously write down all the zip lines that you need to connect to. Okay? Rather than deciding which one you need to zip to next. Make sure that you have it set up that you know exactly which zip line to zip to next, so that you're wasting as little time as possible. Okay. Right. Let's take a look at this here. The first armed hostile camp you're going to be connecting to will be just right near the government base. Okay. Now, I think I might be 2 zip lines away here. 299, and then the next one should be 304. Okay. After this should be 304. And that's where we'll dismount to take on our first armed hostile camp. Okay. Not alone. So you see me do is I dismount from here, and I'm immediately going to equip my shotgun. I'm approaching this mule box, and I'm just doing a quick jump here. Now, it is possible to get spotted from that jump, but obviously I got lucky I didn't get spotted. That's what I'm doing as I'm running and making a quick left. I take out these guys right here with the shotgun. Boom. It's not an effective long-range weapon, but it does really good knockback damage. Right now, see, that's the first container there. I'm picking it up right away. Boom, done. There's this guy right here. I take this guy out with the shotgun, and I am out. See, I am running. I'm jumping my way out of here. Now, rather than make it back to the zip line that I just came from, I'm actually running to the second armed hostile camp. Okay, so it actually really isn't that far away. So it is possible to just hoof it onto the next camp, which is what I'm doing. Okay, so there's my what would have been my next zip line. Right now I'm running towards it. And again, whatever structures you'll have in your game will definitely be different from mine. Try your best to work with whatever you have available to you in creating your own zipline network. Okay, so I do know at the left of this tar cannon here is the next armed hostile facility. And what I do is you see me put my assault rifle with silencer. But what I do is what I like to do is I like to align myself with this one mule box here and head towards it. Second, I make it in between these two little sort of oil tankers. I do a quick slide, and the container's in this little area here. I take out this guy here, quick headshot, boom. And in this little house here, I just climb in and I grab container number 2 right there for Mission Impossible. Boom. And I'm out of here. So I do get spotted here, but that's not a big deal. You know, with the boost skeleton equipped right now, I'm just running and I'm jumping my way out of here, okay? To the next zip line that I have right here just ahead of me. Okay. And I believe the next zip line here is 350 meters away on my left. There we go, boom. Again, I have each zip line meticulously written down here so I know which one to go to next. Okay. Good to take the guessing game out of the equation and write these down so that you know exactly which zip line to connect to next. So this one here, 350, right there, 350. And again, the third armed hostile camp is actually right a little past the animal shelter. So I have my zip line set up right around the mountains area. So this next prepper that you see here, I believe is the musician. Our zip line right past the musician here. There it is. That may lead a careless scrambler to slip and fall. Yeah! So again, whatever zip lines you might have available in your game will definitely be different from mine. Try your best to create a zipline network with what you have available to you, okay? Because the great thing about Death Stranding 2 is that, you know, the amount of chiral bandwidth that you're allotted is actually pretty generous. You know, I don't believe I ever actually ran into a problem where I didn't have enough chiral bandwidth to set up a structure. They do set you up with just enough to get through the game. So that's good news. So right now I believe I'm maybe 2 or 3 away. 15. Yeah! I believe the next one here should be about 296. 296, that's right, 296. And just about approaching the third armed hostile camp, or the third container for Mr. Impossible. 335. After this zip line, be 350, and that's where we'll dismount to take on the third armed hostile camp here. Okay. So I've actually done this run quite a number of times now. We're actually got a pretty good rhythm by the time this was recorded. So the second that you see me dismount here, I'm gonna run towards this cliff and jump off. In fact, I'm actually going to pause it here. You know, I may not have mentioned this before, but make sure that you have a stabilizer equipped on your backpack. The stabilizer allows you to safely jump down from cliffs and stuff, you know, with thrusters to kind of land you safely. There you go. Let's pause it again. Right now, yeah, see the thrusters. Landed safely right there. Right now, I'm equipping my assault rifle again. And there's one guy to take out here. You know, just stands prone there. Quick headshot to that guy. Takes him out. And we can head to container number 3 of 7 here, which is right here in this watchtower. And what I do is instead of kind of going to the right of this tanker, I actually go towards the left. And I take the inside route. And now what I could do is I could grab the ladder to this watchtower, take out this guy here, grab the 3rd container. So what you see me do is bind with Strand. Boom, done. He's taken out. Got container number 3, and I just simply jump off here. Now again, that wasn't a clean jump off by any means, you know, but I was able to kind of get out of there with no trouble at all. So right now I'm running. Quick jump right over this river here. And right now I'm kind of running in between these rocks here. Because right now that you're spotted, you know, you will start to take fire here. And I do believe my cargo does take a hit here. Right there. I just got a hit at my cargo. Not a big deal. I'm heading towards this zip line and I'm making my way out of here. Right on to armed hostile camp number 4. So right now we are at the 40-minute mark and we are already on to armed hostile camp number 4. We're making pretty good time. We got 3 containers in less than 10 minutes. We're doing pretty good. Okay. So right now, I believe the next one after this should be 197 or 186. I think 186. Yeah, 186. And then after this should be 197. We're heading to our 4th armed hostile camp to get that 4th container. 4 out of 7.
Yeah.
Okay, this particular hostile camp is actually pretty easy to grab the 4th container. We don't actually have to engage in any hostiles. We don't have to shoot them or anything. You can just grab it. Okay, so I believe after this, 299 should be 312. Hostile camp number 4. 312. There we go. 312. So we are on to hostile camp number 4. Definitely not alone. I'm gonna dismount here. And again, not engaging in anybody here. Show you where the 4th container is. So again, see that guy right there on top on the roof there. We don't need to see. There it is, number 4. And right away, the moment I grab that, I do get spotted. But right now, it doesn't matter. I'm on my way out of here. I'm jumping, I'm climbing. Now, I am taking fire here, but right now I did make it to the zip line here. I'm out of here. And again, while the cargo has taken some damage, not a big deal. We're about to, on our way to the next armed hostile camp will be a timefall shelter, and we'll be able to repair our cargo there. Now, these next few zip lines here, from the architect through the pizza chef, is actually through some BT territory, so you need to watch it. It is possible with the random number generator guides that you might actually come across a watcher here. So right here, the moment I actually hit the zip line, see there is a watcher right there. Now, if let's say you're lagging behind here, it is possible that actually, you know, that watcher could be in your way. Pause now. So be careful. Right now I'm in the clear. I'm all good. I was able to get through this with no problem. Now, here we are. Zip line right by the pizza chef here. Your armed hostile camp number 5. What you see me do is I'm dismounting, and I'm going right into my inventory, and I'm going to go ahead and offload the floating carrier level 2. And let's get a move on. Right away, going to cargo management, I'm loading all 4 carriers or containers onto the floating carrier. And you see how there's a timefall shelter right here. I'm making my way over here. And this will effectively repair the cargo here if it's taking any damage. Right now I'm detaching, and I'm making my way over to armed hostile camp number 5. Okay? Now, so for whatever reason, it is possible to navigate through this area and not get spotted. But I do get actually spotted by 2 people here, but it's not a big deal. So right now, yeah, I believe I was spotted by not 1 but 2 people here. So that's where container number 5 is of 7, right there in the roof. So right now, once you get to this spot here, gives you 1 guy to take out there with the rifle. Boom, he's done. Again, just making sure. Yep, looks like there's no one here to be mindful of. So right now I'm just running around here to the staircase. You can try to get spotted here. And there you go. That's cargo container number 5. There, that's one of the 2 guys that spotted me. You know, but boom, the moment I actually landed, I actually was able to take him out very quickly. And that's the 2nd guy that spotted me. Wasn't lucky with the headshot there, but I was able to take care of him without any trouble at all. And now I'm just running back to that timefall shelter where my cargo is. And good thing is with the timefall shelters, it does emit cargo repair spray, like container repair spray, or it repairs your cargo. Right now, I'm loading container number 5 of 7 onto the floating carrier. And I'm gonna go ahead and attach it and make my way back to the zip line. And onto armed hostile camp number 6. Okay, so right now we're at the 34-minute mark. And we already have 5 containers out of the 7 required to complete this order. So we're doing pretty well here. And again, going back to my list here, I believe after that I should be... The next one here should be 350 meters away. So we're doing pretty well. Yeah! All right, not bad. The next zip line after this is also 350 meters away. Very good. Now, again, something to note about zip lines. You know, if let's say I'm anticipating my next zip line to be on my left, It will eventually come into focus, in a view, in a moment. What I do is you have to orientate your right analog stick so that, you know, that next zip line would be in the middle of the screen. There's the next zip line right there, sort of. The moment I touch down on one zip line, now it's next, I hit X, and boom, I'm onto my next zip line. So it's a rather hard thing to explain, but again, so right now, the next zip line I'm anticipating to connect to is on my right. So I kind of rotate my right analog stick so that it'll be the next one in the frame, right in the middle of the frame. There it is.
Yeah!
That was, I believe, 347 meters. But if there's one thing I can't stress enough, is to do a dry run of this without actually accepting the order. So the moment you actually set up your zipline network through all 7 armed hostile camps, you know, just do a dry run. Just go back to Mr. Impossible, and with Mr. Impossible, just go from one zipline to the other, making sure that you're actually going through all 7 camps. Okay? Believe me, practice does make perfect, and doing 1 or 2 practice runs really does help you in the long run. Believe it or not, this is not the first time I actually ran this. You know, I did run it maybe 3 or 4 times before I actually got a really good rhythm of it. Okay, so please do yourself a favor and do a few practice runs. Okay. The next one here, I believe, should be 350 meters after this one. There it is, 350 meters. And this is where we're going to dismount for the 6th armed hostile camp. Now, this is actually, again, one of the easier hostile camps to grab the container from, you know, without interacting with any hostiles. So, the moment I land here, I dismount. What I'm going to do is, in order to not risk my cargo getting messed up, I'm going to go ahead and detach the floating carrier.
Stay safe out there.
Dismounting, detaching carrier, so it sits right there. Loading my assault rifle, and I'm on my way. So again, the 6th container here is just underneath this bridge in this small little tent area guarded by 1 guy. Okay, so I'm running right underneath this bridge. And see, just ahead right there, this 1 tent area, there's 1 guy there. Simply take him out, quick headshot, boom, he's done. And I'm heading my way there, making sure that the container is right in my possession. There it is there, I grab it, and I'm running. I'm on my way out of here. Okay. Right back the way I came, underneath the bridge. Good news there is I didn't get spotted. Okay, so I'm making my way out. I'm making my way back to my cargo, my floating carrier. And this is, again, container number 6 of 7. Okay. Now I'm going to make my way back to my floating carrier. I'm going to load container number 6 there. Again, your floating carrier, level 2, can only carry 6 extra large containers. So this is 6 containers here. I'm going to tie this down with some strand here. I suggest you do the same. You don't want to risk losing any cargo when you're running your way to the next zip line. So there you go. I have it attached now, zip tied down, and I'm heading my way to the next zip line here. So again, I'm running through this hostile camp, and I'm making sure I'm on the left side here. Okay. Not running into any hostiles here. And the moment, I'm going to run into a patch of rocks here. The moment I see that, I'm going to do a jump right there. Boom. Obviously, that jump gets me spotted, but they can't really do anything. Too far away from the mountain for them to actually shoot at or anything. So there's my next zip line. this zip line here should be 296, I want to say. This one after this, 296. I believe so. 296. This is the zip line I've set up next to the Ghost Hunter. We are at the less than 30-minute mark, and we have 6 of the 7 containers required to complete this order. We are making really good time. And these next batch of zip lines, it's going to take us through the snowy mountain areas here. Now, believe it or not, this next zip line I'm going to right now is actually not one I set up. It was actually one that was just in my network there in my game. Someone actually went through trouble setting it up on one of these structures here, these little sort of Stonehenge-looking things. You know, it's actually pretty good because there are BTs in this area, so be careful. Next one here is 350. So, at least in my particular game, there wasn't a lot of zip lines for me to incorporate into my own zip line network. So make sure if you're setting up your zipline network that you have a bunch of, you know, PCC level 2s to set up zip lines. So this next one here, 207 meters away, that was one that was already there, you know. But yeah, hopefully that might not be the case in your game. Hopefully there are zip lines for you to use. But if not, I wouldn't worry about it. Again, the allotment of chiral bandwidth that they give you in Dead Stranding 2 is actually pretty generous. You should have enough to kind of create your own zipline network. Okay. After this, it should be a 350 maybe? 350? 50. And I've meticulously taken notes on these zip lines. Suggest that you do the same. Makes your life a lot easier. This should be 300. 300 maybe? 300. So this should be 233. 233, straight up. Here we go. Zip line that we have near the Tar Therapist. Now again, I'm orientating my right stick because, again, the next zip line I need to take 350 meters away, it's going to be straight up for me. There it is right there. So you do have to orientate yourself so that you can immediately have your next zip line in frame to connect to the moment you land, okay? So there's my next zip line there. I believe that's 162 away. 1 second, yeah, 162. That's straight up. So again, as long as the next zip line you intend to connect to is perhaps the only zip line in frame, that's where you'll connect to automatically. This one should be 255. 255. So, I just hope, you know, that makes sense, that explanation. You know, the next zip line, or the zip line that's immediately in frame, Like this will be 344. If it's the only zipline in frame, it'll automatically select that one. So 344, very good. I think we're 2 away. So this one and one more for the 7th and final armed hostile camp to take down. Okay. After this should be 240, 240. There we go. Now, this is the second to last zip line here. We're going to dismount here. And again, in an effort to protect our cargo, make sure it's in pristine condition, we're going to dismount here and then detach our floating carrier before we head to the 7th and final camp. Okay, dismounting, detaching carrier, so it's going to sit right there. I'm going to equip my shotgun. We're getting back on the zip line. Boom. And there we go, 326 meters down. Here we go, we're descending onto our final armed hostile camp. Okay, now I've done this numerous times now. The way I've gone about it this time around is the moment I dismount here, you see that lit watchtower camp there? I'm going to dismount there and I'm going to jump straight there. I'm going to jump straight towards this guy. Boom. That immediately gets me spotted, but that's no big deal. Equipping my shotgun and I'm taking this dude out. I think he actually... He had a grenade. I think he dropped it, and that's what we saw exploded. And I think someone actually throws a grenade at me here, and it does get me. There it is. Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. That actually does knock me down, but that's not a big deal. Okay, boom, shotgun. That guy's taken care of. This guy right here. Great thing about the shotgun, it does great knockback damage. So if you're any, CQC close quarters combat, it really does the job and does it well. This is where you need to go, right into this watchtower. There's only one guy here. Take him out. And what I do is, there's the 7th and final container. Once you grab it, I actually unequip my shotgun. I jump right here. This is where I make my descent. And I make my jump right towards the zip line here. Boom. Okay? Now I'm really jumping. I'm trying to get my way out of here and trying to take as less far as possible. There we go. I'm on the zip line. And I am out of here. Boom. Done. There we go. That's how you do it. Okay. I believe out of 3 or 4 so runs, that's actually one of the best runs I did where I didn't take any fire towards the cargo container. It actually didn't take any fire at all. So very lucky. Now, dismounting here, back to my floating carrier. I'm reattaching it.
Let's get him unlocked.
Getting back on the zip line, and I am out of here. I am heading my way back to Mr. Impossible. I have all 7 extra large cargo containers, and I'm out of here. And look how much time I have. I have 20 minutes to get this order completed. Okay? Now, again, the way I have this set up, I have zip line set up all the way to the F5 East distribution center, where I have a off-roader truck waiting for me. And that's how I'm going to complete the order, with an off-roader truck. So right here, Phantom Smith, 222. 222. The next one. The next zip line that I need to go to now should be on my left, so I'm orientating my right stick a little so, yeah, there you are, in favor to the left there, 215, there it is, 215, great, and now I'm basically on my way back to Mr. Impossible, getting ready to get this delivery completed. Okay. Now, So the benefit of actually starting this suborder in the morning is that by the time you get to the 7th and final armed hostile camp, it should be the evening. If it's the other way around and you start the suborder in the evening, when you get to the 7th camp, it's the morning. And if you get to the 7th camp in the morning, there's more and more chances for you to get spotted by people and end up taking more cover fire. So to help, mitigate that and avoid that entirely, I start this suborder in the morning. So entirely up to you, but this is just what I did. Okay. And also, a majority of these walkthroughs for this particular suborder on YouTube, they all start at night. So, in an effort to be different, I start this in the morning. All right, so here we go. I believe after this should be 257 maybe? 270. All right, so here we go. 270. After this should be 309. This is actually taking me through the mountains here. And after this zip line here, see, that's my own. 309. This landmark here, this is how I know I need to go ahead and make a right from this particular zip line. So right now, you see in frame that's a watchtower and also a guidepost. So I'm orientating myself. I need to make a right to that watchtower. So there's the guidepost, and shortly after that, it's a watchtower, and I need to make a right. And there you go. And now we are in the home stretch. We are home free. These are zip lines that I have connected to the F5 East Distribution Center. And just about almost done with this suborder here. All right. So from here, I believe I have 2 zip lines. And again, by all means, you could have a zipline network set up from Mr. Impossible to Mr. Impossible without ever having to dismount at all. So, entirely up to you how you want to do that. I found it was best to have an off-roader set up to complete the delivery the rest of the way on a truck. Because in doing so, I can protect my cargo from, timefall. I want to keep my cargo in as pristine condition as possible. Here's my final zip line here. There you go. Once I get to the end of this zip line here, I'll dismount. Again, this leads me to the F5 East Distribution Center, where I have an off-roader truck stashed here to complete the deliver the payload. There you go, I'm dismounting here. And there's a truck right there. I'm just gonna do a quick Superman jump. And there it is right there. And right away, I'm on the off-roader. And I'm completing this delivery in the off-roader truck. Now, someone carelessly, I should say, just left an off-roader truck right in the middle of the road. For all you porters out there, don't do that. If you're ever doing auto drive on these roads, which actually is a useful feature in Death Stranding 2, if someone carelessly just leaves a truck or a trike in the middle of the road, you could crash into that, and that can damage your cargo. Don't do that. Don't be that porter. If you do see that, be mindful, swerve away from that. And I do know, even though it's nighttime, I do know exactly where I need to turn here I have a sign in place telling me to make a left, and there's also a post box there that's set up there. That's how I know to take a left from the road. And right here, it is downhill. Be careful here. There are rocks that you can drive into if you're not careful, and that could actually damage your cargo, maybe even destroy it. So be careful here. Right now, I'm just slowly making my way to Mr. Impossible here. And there it is right there. And the moment you activate the terminal here is when the timer will stop. So there you go, 36 minutes, 44 seconds, 1% damage, not bad. That is right in the parameters for an S ranking Legend of Legends. So not too bad at all. Let's see what they say. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play out.
What's up, bro? Don't tell me you actually recovered all of our shit. He did! You're an absolute legend, mate! Alright, let's inspect this cargo. This cargo is fucking flawless, mate. Oh, you're a god!
See right away how it shows you got the 5th star. So even if you, let's say, complete this with maybe an A ranking, that should still be enough to get the 5th star, to get this particular prepper to the maximum connection level. Okay, so whether you get an S ranking or an A ranking, as long as you're completing it in 50 minutes or less, you will be able to get that 5th star to get the maximum level connection level for Mr. Impossible. So keep that in mind there.
Shit, Sam! You are the best of the
Let's
best!
play on.
We seriously didn't think you'd be able to complete our latest and greatest challenge, bro. Way to prove us totally wrong. You're the real Mr. Impossible!
That's right.
And you bloody earned this.
Okay, firmware updates.
We're increasing your
Increasing
material allocation a
allocations.
little
All
bit
right,
more.
great.
Figured you could use them in all sorts of ways.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Okay, porter grade 354. That's actually not my final
Well,
porter
the man
grade
who's conquered
for the
the
game
greatest of our
because I got the
challenges.
platinum rating.
We've got a sweet present we know you're gonna love. Congrats, bruh.
So
You
when
earned
you
it.
achieve max connection, this is what you get from Mr. Impossible. A chiral sculpture hand that I believe you have access to in your private room in the Magellan. So it's pretty dope. Looks cool.
We've hooked you up with data for the ultimate portable chiral
That's pretty neat,
constructor. With this baby, you'll be able to fabricate structures that come pre-upgraded. You can plop down little bridges and safe houses fully formed just like that. We've also given you an extra special gift just to mark this occasion. And don't worry, bro, this sculpture is totally safe to be around. Not dangerous at all. Yeah, you can use it to spruce up your room or wherever. For real though, you are one hell of a guy, Sammy. If you ever need a place to crash, our shelter is your home away from home. Yeah, just tell us if you want to stay the night. Yeah, I swear, we haven't had this much fun in forever. We're gonna post you a bunch more orders real soon. So if you need something to get your blood pumping, check them out and take them on. You got 2 new fans for life, Sammy.
And there you have it.
Order complete.
Sub order
Well
124 from Mr. Impossible, delivering 7 extra large, chiral sculpture containers from 7 different, armed hostile camps to Mr. Impossible. It's totally doable. But really, the one key that you need to be mindful of is setting up your zipline network from Mr. Impossible through all 7 armed hostile camps. Okay? So again, this walkthrough is not going to show you how to go about doing that. Okay? You're going to have to basically, from Mr. Impossible, set up zip lines through every camp in Australia and back to Mr. Impossible so that you can complete this in 45 minutes or less. Really 50 minutes, to be honest. Because again, if you complete it in 50 minutes and your container takes less damage, even if you get the A ranking, you will get that 5th star for max level connection facilities for Mr. Impossible. Okay, so 100% doable, definitely not impossible. You just got to really take the time and make a really tight zipline network through all 7 camps, and it's 100% doable. You don't even have to interact with any of the hostiles in these camps. If you do what I do, you know, take out 1 or 2 people possible, grab the container, and then be on your way. That's really how you're going to go about doing it. And again, I had however many minutes to spare. It's totally doable under 45 minutes. But if you don't care about S ranking, you know, give yourself that extra 5 minutes. You know, you got 50 minutes to do this, you know. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. You know, if you have any questions on how to do this properly, feel free to leave them out, you know, down below in the comment section. You know, please drop a like or subscribe. You know, I do like to do these videos whenever I'm inspired. You know, I don't do them often, but when I am inspired, I do, you know, like to shell them out. You know, especially for Death Stranding 2, amazing game. It was a pleasure to get the platinum trophy for this. And this is actually one of the most fun suborders in the game, you know, because again, there's, you know, you're going through all 7 of the armed hostile camps, and it's just really fun to do. Sometimes I like to play this just to kind of see if I could beat my time. So what, 36 minutes 44 seconds, you know, I don't think I could ever dip below 36 minutes unless I add a zip line, you know, to take me the rest of the way. But to be honest, I'm actually pretty happy with the time I got. But again, suborder 124, 100% doable. Hope you enjoyed the video. You know, for everybody else, keep on keeping on. I'll see you.